Welcome guys, this is Fubisei here, and today I bring you something that I've done a long time ago. If you have ever watched it, I don't think these videos get a lot of views. But anyways, these are Pokemon Random Wi-Fi Battles. These are the ones you can do via the Random Wi-Fi option on Pokemon Black and White. And I got some new Pokemon on my Pokemon White 2 coverage, something that I newly caught and EV trained, so I decided to try them out. And I have some battles with them. And just to say, some of the battles are really one-sided, and some of them I'd really get destroyed. But still, it's a good mix, and it's good to show off some of the Pokemon that I got here. So this first one, I think this is one that was extremely one-sided, but it's really good to demonstrate one of my new Pokemon that I bred or caught or EV trained or whatever I did with them. So okay, my opponent leads off with a Vaporeon, and I lead off with my Cloyster. I've already used that in the other battles, so it's nothing new, but this one is the one that I wanted to demonstrate. It's my new Latias. And he double switched. I didn't want to set up against Vaporeon because I thought I should get better opportunities. I saw some other teammates which are better to set up than Vaporeon. It's okay, Latias goes for Reflect against Electivire, and now he goes for Thunderbolt, and from that moment on I pretty much knew that my opponent didn't do too much about strategy, because if he did, he would have Ice Punch or on his Electivire to hit my Latias and not Thunderbolt. That's why I went for the Reflect, because I was afraid of Ice Punch. And this version of Latias also is slower than the most Electivires. At least if Electivire has max speed, and it should outspeed this Latias, so this already tells me that this person probably doesn't know how to EV train. But anyways, this is a good moment to demonstrate Latias' capability. It's a common Latias. It's a Smogon set from 4th generation. It's physically defensive. Yeah, he misses a couple of blizzards here and there, but it does not matter because I'm already at +2 special defense, and even if he did hit, I could take it, and I also have recovered to heal damage that he would deal with Blizzard, so the misses really didn't change anything. And from here on, it's just Latias sweeping the rest of his team. And he doesn't have anything to outspeed me because he doesn't EV train. He has his Electivire who could potentially outspeed me, and he also has this next Pokemon, a Dragonite. That I think if he's Jolly and max speed, he would outspeed this version of Latias. I EV trained it to outspeed certain threats, but I think I made a lot of errors. I wanted to outspeed 80 speed Pokemon with plus speed nature, but I think I screwed it up, and it wouldn't outspeed plus speed Dragonite, a Jolly Dragonite in this case, or a timid one, doesn't matter. And it would certainly be outsped by max speed Electivire if it were the case, but I will rearrest that. So this is the first match, just to showcase the power of my new Latias. 4th gen Smogon sets, but it was before Soldew was released also, and I'm not going to use Soldew here because I think that's kind of cheap to use in this format. I also think it might even be illegal, so I wouldn't be allowed to use Latias with Soldew on. Okay, the second match, that's a lot more interesting, because in this opponent that I'm facing here actually knows what he's doing. I'll explain it in more detail once we get started. Okay, challenged by some Japanese guy who I can't read the name. I should look up what these names mean sometimes, or someday. Okay, I lead with my new Starmie, and he leads with Glaceon, and I kind of knew he would have Glaceon, because when I read the description of the trainer in the challenge, he said that he loves Glaceon. And the first move he does, it's obvious Glaceon usually do carry Shadow Ball, but it does quite a lot, so I think this one knows how to EV train, and the next Pokemon he sends him pretty much confirms that. He goes to Kangaskhan, and this Kangaskhan takes the Surf like it's nothing, and he also has leftovers, which make me believe that this Kangaskhan is very bulky. I'm pretty sure it is max speed, max HP, not speed of course, and I'm also thinking he's especially defensive, but I'll address it in a later battle because I have another one with this person, and he has Drain Punch, which is annoying because this Kangaskhan is a pain to take down. if he's running Drain Punch, of course. Alright, that gives me an opportunity to send out my Landers, which you also have seen from if you watch the other videos. It's the one that they caught in Pokemon White, not White 2. And he sends a Glaceon, and I just went for Earthquake because I think with Life Orb, this Earthquake should be able to take down the Kangaskhan. He switches in Glaceon, which is fine. It doesn't matter if he did save Glaceon, I would have outspedded with Landorus and killed it later. He goes back out to Kangaskhan and he runs. So if I've seen this last Pokemon in the preview, and it was Arcanine. So that pretty much meant that he had nothing to take Earthquakes out once Glaceon went down and Kangaskhan was at half health, and he couldn't have dealt much damage to Landorus anyway. So he realized that he couldn't win anymore, so he ran away. Which also shows that this guy knows what he's doing. This guy on the other hand, I'm really not too sure about him, because he makes some questionable moves, but I really didn't see much of this team in order to judge him. He allied with Starmie again because Starmie is a really good lead, and the best lead I have out of this Pokemon that I own right now, because none of those really has a lot of coverage moves. Starmie does, it hits a lot of Pokemon. He switches out his Gigalith and goes to Mienshao, and Mienshao survives that, but it doesn't matter because I outspeed it. And he doesn't have Fake Out, which was surprising. Usually in Random Wi-Fi, Fake Out is a really good move. I once got destroyed by Fake Out Ambipom, so I thought, yeah, that was kind of strange. He also had the berry to even Psychic type attacks, but I don't think this is worth on Mienshao, because Mienshao can't take hits anyway. Alright, next one is Garchomp. You know how to deal with Garchomp, just throw an Ice Beam in its face and it's going to die. Which is what I did. And he didn't have to focus Sash or something to Zorgent or Yachi Berry or whatever the berry's called that reduces Ice type attacks. Okay, now I go for Surf, and this is what he should have done here, because Diglett was sturdy and it would have survived that attack, and then he would have had a little chance to take me out with the Stone Edge. However, the Stone Edge is not going to take me out, so it didn't make too much of a difference if he didn't switch out, because it didn't look like his Mienshao had priority moves, and none of the other Pokemon could actually beat Starmie. So this was a pretty one-sided, good demonstration of Starmie. You showed all the moves, and this last one, that's the most interesting of those. It's the same guy that I battled in the second one, and now he's prepared. I didn't bring Landorus, but he brought a counter in Bronzong, just to counter Landorus, because last time he got destroyed by it. So I'll lead with my shiny Dragonite. It's the one that you get from Alder's grandson if you defeat the special dungeon. Now, my one had a decent nature and it had decent stats, so I decided to EV train him. And here I probably made some mistakes. The first thing I thought, yeah, Kangaskhan can't really hit me, so I'll go for the Bang Dance to set up on his face while he can't really touch me. And now he sends out Arcanine. I first thought it's just for Intimidate. And I thought, yeah, what can Arcanine do to me? It has fire, I resist fire, I resist close combat, I won't take too much damage from electric moves. He doesn't learn Ice Fang, and then he goes for Dragon Pulse, which I didn't expect at all. I didn't realize that Arcanine could learn that. I probably did, but I didn't expect it there, and now he had completely outpredicted me by going to Bronzong on the Earthquake, which was pretty obvious, and even if he didn't go for Earthquake, I would have gone for Outrage, which would have been resisted by Bronzong too, so it was a really good switch in this case. I go for Fire Punch, and even a +2 it doesn't do much, and he kills me off with Hidden Power Ice. Another reason why this person is a good battler. He knows that Hidden Power Ice is good in Bronzong. That makes Bronzong a pretty decent counter to Dragon Dancing Dragons, or dragons in general, because of Levitate he won't be hit by ground type moves, and therefore he counters a lot of Dragon Dancing Pokemon that rely on Outrage and Earthquake. So here I made a mistake. In the hindsight, I probably could have gone out to my last Pokemon, Cloyster, and set up on Bronzong, because we will see that this Kangaskhan is going to be a pain in the butt. So I thought, yeah, if Surf didn't do that much, maybe he's special defensive, so I might try Psyshock, because that will hit him on the physical defense, and I'm correct, because Psyshock is a weaker move than Surf, yet it does more damage to Kangaskhan, so I'm pretty sure this Kangaskhan is especially defensive. And now he shows me he's got rest, and he probably has early bird to wake up on the first turn instead of the second turn, which makes rest a really good option. And now I realize that I'm pretty much stuck in here. Starmie can't kill Kangaskhan, it's only a 3-hit KO at best with Psyshock, so I got Cloyster hoping that I could like 2-hit KO him with Icicle Crash. No, oh, I forgot what the move's called. It's the ice move that hits 5 times with Cloyster's ability. Yet he gets the lucky Sleep Talk and even gets a crit on the top, so that just means that my plan completely backfired. I'm only able to get off 1 Ice Spear, I think that's what the move's called, which will do over half, so I would have been able to 2-hit KO the Kangaskhan. I think it would have been even enough if he could have recovered a bit with Drain Punch and leftovers. And even if he didn't, he would have been at this low health that I could have picked him up with Starmie. Starmie could have killed Arcanine in 1 hit, and I don't think Bronzong would have been able to one-shot Starmie from the health that it is. But as it looks like now, Kangaskhan is going to be too strong to be taken out. All I can hope is for a crit Psyshock at this moment, which I will not get. It's not really a spoiler. It happens like 2 seconds after I said that he's going to rest up again to full, to where I'm only able to 3 or 4-hit KO him, and he doesn't really need to rely on Sleep Talk because he will wake up one turn earlier than usual, so he can just Crush Claw me. I wonder why he has Crush Claw on that return. Maybe he wants to get the defense drops, but I don't see why using Crush Claw instead of return, but it doesn't matter. In this situation, Starmie is going to be taken down anyways. So all those were good games. Some of them were pretty easy for me. The Latias last one was really enjoyable because my opponent actually knew what he was doing. So I'm actually going to breed some new Pokemon, and then I'll be back with more of these battles, hopefully very soon. So I hope you all enjoyed these 4 random battles, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye everyone.